Yo, what's up, guys? Sorry if I sound a little off. I'm a little under the weather right now, but I wanted to make a video because I've had some thoughts about just looking back at, the last 6 months, year, whatever of your life, and feeling like I haven't made any progress, which is what I feel like right now. And I did some journaling and some thinking on this, and I came up with some ideas and thoughts that I just thought I'd share, mostly for myself, but just document it and maybe it'll help someone else. So I was going through some of my notes that I made when I read the Discipline Equals Freedom book by Jocko Willink. And in it, he talks about this idea of you've got different actions that you got to take each day. And some of those are actions that are, reacting to other people and different responsibilities that you have. Some of those are actions that are towards small, like short-term goals, and other ones are more like long-term, going to change the course of your life, whether that's like long-term career, long-term health, long-term family goals, whatever they are. And he was saying that, a lot of the time it's really easy to just do all those things that seem more urgent, but in reality, you're kind of pushing off those everyday actions that will compound and grow into you achieving these more long-term goals. And so, if you know or follow Jocko Willink at all, he gets up super early in the morning. I'm not advocating that you have to get up super early in the morning, because there's obviously a lot of people who are super successful who don't. But he does make a good point where he says that, the morning is a time when no one else is awake. And so you've got a good chunk of time in the morning where there's no distractions, no one who's trying to get your time, and you've got that nice unfiltered, not unfiltered, nice section of the morning where you can work on and take those actions that move you closer towards your long-term goals. So all that rambling just to say that I think having that section of time, whether it's in the morning or in the evening, I know, some people like to stay up late, and there are some people who during the day can consistently carve out a chunk of time. Hey, this is my protected time. But I think that's really hard to do. And I've tried to do that. I work from home. And so you'd think, that'd be the easiest thing in the world. If you work from home, you have a pretty good control over your schedule. But I can't do it consistently. I can do it maybe for a week or maybe two, but then I'll fall off for a few days and something comes up and I can't consistently have that, hour or 2 hours chunk of time. And so I'm starting to realize that having that chunk of time in the morning or late in the evening, and for me, I think morning is better. That's really the only way. So having that chunk of time and then dedicating it towards those actions that are pushing you towards those long-term goals. So probably some sort of fitness goal, and then some sort of career oriented goal. At least for me, those are the two main things. And so that's what I've been realizing more and more, that's really the only way I'm going to make progress. I keep track of my habits weekly, and a lot of the times I'll look back at, as a week is coming to an end, and I'll see, I missed three days this week on a particular habit, or multiple habits usually, and I'll go, that's not a big deal, I got most of it done. But if you compound week over week and you're only getting 75% of your habits done, like, that's a solid 25% that you're just leaving on the table. And yes, you might be okay without that, but if you're trying to change your life and you want to have the best chance of that happening, and you want to achieve something that's more than average out there, then you shouldn't really be shooting for 75%. So really, you can kind of combine those two ideas of treating each day like this is, if I get all my goals done and stuff for the day, that means that I've won. Today's the only day that matters, sort of a thing, which it's kind of a woo-woo, if you win the day, then it's the only thing that matters. But it does matter, because that day turns in, each day turns into a week and then to a month, and pretty soon you've got a whole month gone by and you've only gotten 75% of those days done. So I don't know, it sounds stupid hearing it from someone else, because it's like, yeah, I already know that, and I hate saying it to myself because I already know that. But you just got to keep reminding yourself that, like, today is really the only day that matters, and those days will keep compounding. And so to say to yourself, like, oh, I'll push this whatever habit off to tomorrow, like, you're really doing yourself a disservice, more than you think of just, oh, it's just one day. Like, well, one day turns into two, turns into three. And then I think the last thing that I've noticed that really is hindering my ability to get the things done every day that I know need to be done, those actions towards those long-term goals, is not anticipating the day or the week, schedule-wise, and not anticipating, like, oh, I've got this meeting, I've got the prior commitment, I've got maybe a vacation or a trip, and not looking at that calendar and saying, how many hours do I realistically have, or where's a time slot that I realistically have. Maybe vacation for me is where I was starting to have this realization of get things done in the morning, because on vacation, that's really the only time you have. Outside of that, especially if you're with other people, it's really hard to take time away. And often you might not know the exact schedule, or maybe you do have a schedule, but things get off, or you decide things get off track, or you decide later, oh, we want to, the group wants to go do this instead of the plans change. So really it's that morning that is the only thing you have control over. So I think vacation is the kind of enhances this idea that you don't have control over your day, except for that early morning time. So anyways, I think those three things, getting things done in the morning and not getting done the most urgent things to you, but getting done the things that are the actions that lead towards your long-term goals. And that doesn't have to be in the morning. It could be in the evening, like I was saying, when everyone else is sleeping. But I think the morning, that's when you've got the most free time, the most control over your day. And then treating every day like, if I win the day, then that's all that matters. Like, today's all that matters. It doesn't matter about my plan or whatever. Like, today's the only day you can control. And then the last one is just anticipating setbacks, whether that's in the week or the day, and just planning exactly, hey, when am I going to do these actions? Do I need to move stuff around? But if you're doing everything in the morning, hopefully you shouldn't have to do that too much. Although, still important to prioritize. It's still important to anticipate things at the beginning of the day or during the week. So that's all I wanted to say. See you guys.